Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody who tunes in, it's the Bold Prediction Sports Media Podcast, and that's tradition. That's Mr. KC, and I'm that dude with the beard, and we coming at you with your NFL Week 8 picks and such. And as always, we gonna nail this thing like we usually do. Mr. KC, what's going on?
Oh, just enjoying another sunny day in Florida, enjoying that life. Blown away, absolutely blown away that these referees would make Tennessee Titans trade DeAnthony Hopkins or DeAndre Hopkins, excuse me, no disrespect, DeAndre Hopkins to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it was a long time coming. Um, I knew that he should have got out of there. And it's like what I mentioned in a few videos back here. If we was going to trade for anybody, like I said, this would have been the trade that I make. Like I said, it wouldn't be too expensive, and it proves itself right there. Fifth round pick, fourth round at the worst after we win the Super Bowl. You can have that. We'll take D Hop for the rest of this run here, get him where he want to be, and watch the rejuvenation in his game like we did with Kareem Hunt. A touchdown into a championship situation, and he's ready to go. So I can't wait to see him out there on the field. Can't wait for him and Mahomes to get their thing going, and for this offense to continue to put enough points that the defense can keep shutting people out.
Yeah, absolutely. I was blown away that people suggested that he might be over the hill. He might be, past his prime. And I just was confused at how they could come to that conclusion with the 43rd best quarterback in the NFL throwing to him. What
Right.
exactly is DeAndre Hopkins supposed to do? And look, as he said himself, this is the first meaningful football he's played in a long time.
Right. And it ain't like he didn't have 1,000 yards receiving last year with Will Levis throwing the ball. So I don't know as far as they saying he's washed. I don't know about that. Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. Is he D Hop from 2015? No, definitely not. He ain't as fast. All of that. That might be the case, but he's still exactly what I said. We needed a possession receiver, somebody who you can throw the ball to, and you know that they're going to get their guaranteed whatever yards per carry down there. He averaged 11 a carry. I mean, I said a carry, a catch. And like I said, he's one of the most dominant possession receivers in recent NFL history. So it's good to see that we gonna have somebody else who can open up the middle here, who takes pressure off of some of the other players, especially Kelsey, because now you got two solid, viable third down threats, and both of them incredible route runners.
Yeah, it's got me absolutely excited. I do wonder if they don't pick up another guy, or if they do pick up another guy before the trade deadline or before the free agency seasons, before the seasons ended off of free agency, simply due to the number of wide receivers they have. Like you're sitting real short on the right. I mean, we've seen. I guess you can call it a loss at Sky Moore, but at least it's just another position group that you're just short on. Just another body at least. Whether they fill that with someone like Ross or Ramingo off the practice squad, I don't know, but I imagine they're going to have to add just another body somewhere.
Right. More than likely. I'm thinking they try to take a stab at cornerback too, since Watson went down with the broken ankle. They might look into that some, because there's just no way that you're gonna leave leave 13 out there. I keep forgetting his name. I know his name, but I always forget it because he just Nazi Johnson. He makes me so angry the way he covers and they pick on him as soon as he comes in the game, bro, and it's like instant offense for the other team. So you definitely need another body out there who can actually make some plays. So hopefully they look into that before the deadline.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I highly doubt if they're done.
Right. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into our picks, ladies and gentlemen, for the week here. Um, and might as well go ahead and start off now because here we already in the midst of one game here, the Vikings versus the Rams. Matter of fact, we'll just asterisk that. Just take a hot take. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams won this game. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and pick them to win it. Actually, even though it's 14 up right now, it's the perfect time to pick a winner. 0-0 practically.
Yeah, and actually, I'm kind of surprised. I'm right there with you. I'm looking at this line, and it's 84% of the public to 16% of the public going for the Rams. So only 16% of the public. And you know how I like those low percentage dogs, which surprisingly did not hit very well last week. I think they might have started watching the show Sunday morning or something, and they might have found the recipe that I'm using. But dogs had trouble last week, and I think we get back on track this week.
Yeah, a few of them did here, but not even. I wouldn't even call this a dog situation. I just feel like LA's finally getting some of its pieces back because I always thought they should have been a viable contender. So maybe this is the game. Well, this is the game that's going to have to really put them back in the map. Because how many wins do you think they'll need to conjure up to win a division, or even just even get a wild card spot? Because who's their leading right now? So isn't it the Seahawks leading the division right now?
I believe so. Yeah, and
Yeah. So
that's a tough division to be in, really, for the Rams. You know, it's I don't think any one of them's going to just absolutely run away with it. You know, the 49ers are dealing with injury situation, and thankfully for the Rams, they have Puka and Cup back, so they put themselves in a much better position to be highly competitive in games currently. But you got to imagine if they do start losing, like if they lose this game, do you start looking at trading Cooper Cup?
right. Maybe. I mean, if he's already available, they already tried to move him. We'll see. We'll see if this is the thing that makes them take him off the table. I don't know, or unless like you said, they got to really start winning and keep winning in order not to justify not trading him again, since you done already put him on the block kind of situation. But you only got a week or so to determine that. When's the deadline? Like November 2nd or 3rd or something like that.
I believe it's the fifth,
The 5th. Okay. Yeah. So, well, I don't
just
know,
under
man.
2 weeks.
He might be a last hour trade somewhere. Somewhere like maybe Cleveland. Not Cleveland, but they will shoot, probably, they'll do anything. Uh excuse me. I can't think of really anywhere else. He'd probably go to the Falcons, but they probably wouldn't do that kind
The
of trade. Depends on
I
what they
bel-
got going.
I believe the teams I heard rumored were the Steelers, the um, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the San Diego, or excuse me, Los Angeles
Chargers.
Chargers.
And see, in my mind, when you were saying that, I thought about the Chargers. Said they could really use him, but at the same time, yeah, that wouldn't help them too much. It wouldn't. I'm like, it's not gonna like that's gonna propel them into a
Yeah, I'm
viable,
like,
yeah, like so, yeah. Maybe Pittsburgh. That'd be his best shot if he's gonna get them
yeah,
out of there. But yeah, so we
yeah,
got
I
that
liked
under wraps
Pittsburgh the
here.
best out of all the options.
Yeah, for sure. So the first game we got here on the Sunday slate here, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns, and of course, everybody on the planet is going to take big trust in the Ravens to win this game, and that's pretty much what's going to happen, Mister KC.
Yeah, this should be what the easiest game of the week. You know, maybe the lock of the week kind of a
Yeah,
situation. Surprisingly, only 8.5 point spread. Even that feels awfully comfortable, if I'm going to be completely honest with you.
right. I'd take the spread on that. If I was doing it, I would do it, especially on Cleveland. I'm definitely doing that. Like I said, the Bengals barely beat them last week, but it just goes to show how terrible those two teams are, that they're having battles to the nitty gritty, and big trust in them about to come in there and just take them on down to the woodshed. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel you there. I feel you there. It's hard to put together any sort of formula where I see the Browns winning.
Right. Outside of absolute tragedy, I don't think there is a way. um, Next game we got on the slate here, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Detroit Lions. And this is another game that could be lock of the week. We're going Detroit here, and it's not even going to be close.
11 and a half points spread.
No, I'd take that one too. They
I
probably
still take
don't
that
blow
one.
them out. Yeah,
God, that
I
11
still
and a half
would.
still feels safe. It
It
still
does.
feels safe.
It feels comforting. It does.
Yeah, I want to give a quick shout out to Crystal, our first commenter of the night. Shout out to you. Hi, Beck. Hope you're doing well this evening.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would definitely take the spread on that. That's just yeah. That's comfort right there. That's comfortable, especially considering who they're playing. Yeah, I would do that. I'd put a whole unit on it too.
Yeah, I feel, I just, the Titans, I don't even think have Will Levis. I think they're using Mason Rudolph or whatever
Yeah,
his name is.
I
Like, this
believe you're right.
is, and no DeAndre Hopkins anymore? Like, come on. What are we doing?
Nothing. It's pretty much a wrap. Let's see here. And yep, just had to double check my list just to make sure I'm still accurate for the season here. Because this next one here, I think it's going to be a tough one. This is the showdown of the AFC South right here. We got the Indianapolis Colts versus the Houston Texans here. And the Texans are at home, coming off a tough loss to my boy Jordan Love in the pack. But you know what, man? I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm going Colts in this game. I'm going for
But
I'm going for the Colts in this game. Houston, they'll take this L. Like I said, they got to keep the South competitive, and this will both put them. It'll put them both at 5-3 to really make that thing a little bit tighter before the inevitable run by Texans to seal it out. But I got the Colts here. I had them splitting on the season anyway, so I got the Colts here.
no, I absolutely got the Texans. Surprisingly, only 5-point favorites at home. I think this is what we like to call a get right game. This is one of those games that makes your season going.
Ooh, or you could be absolutely trapped, thinking that you're gonna come in and get right against a divisional opponent, and they sting you like a bee.
Look, the Colts can beat anybody. They're the type of team to do that.
Right. Like I said, we'll see what happens, but my gut is leaving Indy, so we're gonna go with Indy here. Um, Next game on the list here, um, which I called, this was one of my locks of the week here, guaranteed. I got the, well, not I got the, I'm sorry, because I'm picking them to win, but it's the Green Bay Packers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Pack for the win. Jordan Love's just playing phenomenal football. The Packers are just balling, and that's it. No ifs, ands, or buts, really.
Well, Crystal says Jordan Love is her favorite. So there is Jordan Love fans out there. You're among the crowd. I want to talk bad about him, but I can't. There's no way the Jags win this game. Let's be completely honest. There's not a formula I put together. I think it's disrespectful. They're only 4-point favorites on the road for the Packers. I don't know what these odds makers are. I guess they're trying to entice us to bet the Packers. Maybe this is a setup. Maybe we're about to get robbed. But
Hmm.
but realistically, this just feels like another one of those games on the list this week that feels like very obvious winners. Only
Oh,
5% of the public is currently betting Jacksonville early on. But I know they beat the Patriots last week, but what is that supposed to do? What is that
nothing.
supposed to be?
Nothing. Nothing at all. That's a tune-up game. That's what happened with that. But yeah, it's the pack all the way.
quick, 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 quick clarification. Crystal says his name is Theo. He's using his mom's account, so we'll make sure we correct that in the future. Theo, we won't call you by your mom's name no more.
No, definitely not. Uh, the next game we got here, uh, which will be, I don't even think it's going to be an upset. I just think it's the better matchup. It's the Arizona Cardinals versus the Miami Dolphins. And I got the Cards winning this game here.
I've got the Fins for the win. Fins for the win.
I'm not shocked you would say that, but I mean, you know, you got to stick with your guns. I understand.
I'm back
Um,
on board.
He said, "I'm back on board." I got the Cardinals coming off an impressive win here, a hard fought game, a hard hitting game too, a game style that Miami just really can't play. And if the Cardinals come in playing the same way, they're about to beat these little Dolphins up. They're too finesse, and I don't think they're ready for the physical brand of football that Arizona's been playing.
Look, and early, this is betting early. We like to do our Sunday morning show so we can give you the last minute what the lines are looking like. But early on, Thursday night, where we're sitting right now, 61% of the public on Miami, 39% on Arizona. It's got upset potential. Can Tua play the whole game? That's the question. That's the
And
asterisk I'm writing
and
on.
how's he gonna play? More importantly,
How? How is Tua going to play the whole game? I think he's going to come back rejuvenated, refreshed, um, ready to score some touchdowns. Look, we're back on the gravy train. This is where we needed to be.
yeah, I think that they're gonna lose, and this just further pushes them out of playoff contention. Um, Back to the bottom of the barrel for those Dolphins. They squandered their opportunity, and it's just ass tradition, just like they did last year. So it's not shocking, but it's what
Yeah,
it
and Theo
is.
wants to know what our favorite teams are. We are both diehard Kansas City Chiefs fans. Been a long time, not a first time.
Hmm. Yep, we've been here through all the struggles, the ups and the downs, and now the continued ups and all the hate that comes with it.
Yeah, most importantly,
Yeah. So the next game we got on the site here, we have the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. And I'm up, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm picking the Patriots to win at home. The Jets are just terrible. Like, there's just really no way I can convince myself that they're gonna beat the Patriots. Uh, so give me the Patriots, man. This is Drake May's showing out party. He's gonna come out here and dice these dudes up.
they're talking about Jared Mayo might be fired. But I bet if he loses this game, he gets fired. The Jets are 7-point favorites on the road. I am going Jets. 89% of the public is agreeing with me. Look, the Jets, this is what we call a must win game. If you lose this game, you traded for Devontae Adams for absolutely no reason. You
Already.
brought in Aaron Rodgers for absolutely no reason.
Yeah. Well, Aaron Rodgers already gave up on the season. That's why they're in the position they're in. I keep telling you, he don't want to play, but he keep dragging himself out there for some reason. I don't know. Maybe because he done did the calculations on what he'll need for all his drugs going forward. So he got to finish out the contract and you make sure he get those M's in there. or what it is. Because I mean, you're in the same position as Miami, and that's just on the outside looking in, playoff hopeful, but really no road to get there. I mean, you'd have to literally almost go undefeated at this point to even qualify.
Yeah, I feel you there. I feel you there. It's
That's
just,
it's tough. It's a tough one.
yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
it's,
on to the greener pastures and better teams. We have the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and of course, I'm going with Kirk Chains and the Falcons, especially considering what happened with Tampa Bay this last weekend and the idiocracy and coaching going on down there. It's just Falcons all the way in this game.
yeah. If Tampa Bay was healthy, I'd feel a little confident in possibly taking them. I could write out a formula, a game plan where I can see them winning. I can submit a Judge Judy case and win it, possibly, possibly, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were healthy. But it's got to be the Falcons. Look, no Mike Evans, no Godwin, no chance.
Right. And that's as good as it can be put. Put it right on the bed. That's it. Good night. Goodbye. Thank you for coming. The next game we have here, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Cincinnati Bengals. And reluctantly, I'm picking the Eagles to win this game. These are two teams that I really have a distaste for. I almost want them to tie. But at the end of the day, I want the Bengals to be so far down in obscurity that they don't make the playoffs like I predicted. So for this weekend, we're going to fly with the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles should win this game, right? Like, there's what formula? I mean, Cincinnati needs to
Terrible.
win the game. They truly need to win the game. The Bengals are 2.5 point favorites at home. That's basically Vegas telling you it's a coin flip game. For some reason, the Eagles are the underdogs. I think the Eagles win. Look, this run game for the Eagles is on fire. Look what Barkley did last week against the bum Bengals team. Now the Bengals do have Jamar Chase, who is leading the league in receiving yardage, trying to show why he deserves $40 million a year to
Yeah,
be a
because
wide
all the good
receiver.
receivers had to get injured so he could have a shot. I don't want to hear none of that. That dude's anyway. I hope he do drain all the money out of Cincinnati's pockets so they can continue to fall into obscurity. As tradition, you'll just be highly paid and a whisper in the wind. You're gonna become unfortunate to say it like this. It's gonna be like the days of Chad Johnson. It's gonna look good. You're gonna have games. Yeah, they'll talk about you, but that's about it, Jack.
Yeah, I hear you there. I hear you there.
Mm-mm-mm. Next game we have here, we have the first afternoon game at 3:05. We have the New Orleans Saints versus the LA Chargers. And honestly, both of these teams are pretty much trash. Um, I'm gonna go with the Chargers for the win, though. I think they got enough to beat New Orleans, and well, really could go either way. It depends on how New Orleans play. Like if they can just somehow manage to get things together, they should beat the Chargers easily. But like I said, it's a coin flip. I'm gonna go with the Chargers though.
Yeah, and it's hard not to go with the Chargers. The Saints without Derek Carr have looked absolutely trash. Absolutely terribly trash. Give me the Chargers by a country mile. This will move them to 4-3, so a winning record and only 3 games behind Kansas City going into November. uh, Shout out to Nathan. Nice to see you popping by. We're out here giving our picks for the week. And
Yeah.
don't worry, Theo. Like, we keep your dollar, bro. Don't be giving streamers no money. Like, don't be doing that. Like, appreciate the thought, but keep your money in your pocket, bro. Like we appreciate it, but unnecessary.
Yeah, especially if you're a child. If you're a man, then send that money. But if you're a child, you just should stay in your keep that dollar. There's all kind of candies and stuff you can get. Just relax. Next game we got here, we have the Buffalo Bills at the Seattle Seahawks. And you best believe these birds is going to take care of business. I got Geno Smith and the Megatron, Decepticon, the DK Metcalf that I could just block a defensive back walking him down the sideline with one arm while my boy run it in. I'm going with the Seahawks, baby.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of surprised the Bills are favored on the road, 3-point favorites on the road to beat the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks are currently 4-3. Seattle Seahawks are quietly putting up big numbers. Geno Smith has top five numbers in the NFL right now, quietly. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, look, dude with a beard loves to do this to me. He loves to pick these quarterbacks, hype them up for everybody, point you in the right direction. He tries to give us guidance. And you know what I do? I say no. I'm one of these stubborn folks. I say, Geno Smith,
Say no.
what are you talking about? Look, Geno Smith, top five quarterback. DK Metcalf out here has top 10 numbers. And I was hating on DK this offseason too. I said, I've got
Well, it
questions.
was. Yep,
I've got
you sure did.
questions.
And
And you know
maybe
what? The questions
he.
have been answered.
You heard what he said. He said, "I heard you." He said, "You got a call with questions." He said, "I'm gonna do what Gino said. I ain't calling back."
He called back, bro. Like he should have
Yeah.
put me on. Apparently, apparently he picked up the first time for due with a beer, but the bro did not want to pick up when I called, and he did
Yeah,
not.
cause yeah, cause I called Gina. I had to call his grandma first, and then she gave me the go ahead because she said I'm gonna call him first to let him know that you're calling because I don't want him to think you just anybody. And I was like, thank you, Grandma Smith. She wanted me to call her Mama Smith, but I want to be real respectful. And so after she slid me the number, I was like, Big Gino, I tried to tell these fools, man. I keep trying to tell them. I keep trying to tell them, man, just keep balling, man. He said, I got you, fam. And that was it, boy. Big Gino.
Yeah, and I mean this will put a lot of test to, there's a lot of MVP talk with Josh Allen, and I think this game might just put a little bit of that to the rest when they see
Yeah.
these
He's got more yards than
underappreciated.
Josh Allen already. And I think
Yeah,
probably on the ground too. I had to double check the rushing yards for Gino, but I know he's almost got 2,000 yards passing for sure.
yeah. I mean, it's right up there, and he's not far off of the lead. I think it was within 100 yards, so it's not a crazy. Like he's barely out of first place, and only 16% of the public is betting Seattle. This has upset written all over it,
Right.
all over.
I'm about to get him put a whole unit on that. Matter of fact, what are my notes at? I gotta write that one down too.
Yeah, write that one down. Thanks, Theo, for popping in. Thanks for commenting. We appreciate that, bro. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
What's the spread on that? You said
The Bills Saints, Seahawks are
yeah, the
uh,
Seahawks.
3-point dogs, so they got the Bills 3-point favorites.
Bet. Yep.
Plus 135, little extra money, nothing crazy. This isn't one of those underdogs you really need to be like, I can't believe they're betting this way. But that line might move. That line
Right.
might move. If people keep betting Buffalo, that line's going to move to 3.5, 4, and just become so much value to bet Seattle
Right.
at home across the country.
Because I'm gonna take that, the Ravens spread, and that Lions spread. But we'll talk more about that. I'm gonna let them keep cooking on that for the week, going into the weekend, folks. But we'll talk about it more on the pre-show. Mr. KC gives all the updates and the numbers if you want to crunch them before you can place your legal bet. Keyword was legal there.
Right.
I just need to see. Okay, NFL.com trying to make me watch a video. That ain't what I'm doing. I'm trying to get back to the schedule here.
Yeah,
Cause I'm
next on the list. I got the next one. I got you. The next on the list is our favorite game of the week to talk about.
oh
Kansas City,
yeah,
Kansas City Chiefs going to Arrowhead West West and playing the Las Vegas Raiders.
oh yeah, and you know what time this is. It's on the 7-0. This is better than a bye. This is going to one of our western residences. We've acquired properties all across the West Coast. Um, we the only person we don't charge rent is the Rams out there. We let them just play for free. We let the Chargers take care of their tab. But it's just one of our many residencies out west here. We needed a spot in Vegas. 'Cause like I said, we always going from there to Arrowhead, Triple West out on the coast. And it's a good little halfway middle spot. It's a good little spot to kick it and rest. And a place where Pat Mahomes never lost. It's Arrowhead West West. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, this point spread is 9.5, which is a
Ooh,
pretty legitimate little point spread.
I'm gonna
You
take the
know,
Chiefs spread,
they're
of
saying
course.
Chiefs will win by 10. And my first thought on that was, I don't like Andy Reid with big point spreads. It's not really his cup of tea. And then I had to remind myself. I
Twelve
had to
and one,
remind
baby.
myself.
12 and
Christmas
1.
Day, Christmas Day they lost to the Raiders, so we got a little revenge there. And then I just so happened to remember someone had this little puppet thing. It's a little
Oh
Kermit the
yeah.
Frog puppet.
In
I
training
forgot there's a
camp.
little bulletin board material on this game. This might get ugly quick.
Man. And my thing is Patrick Mahomes and the spread are best friends. He buy you 12 and 1 when it's coming down to that spread in certain situations. So I like the odds of stacking it on like how we stacked it on them Niners last week, but probably even more. Like I said, this is another little bye week home game for us. You couldn't ask for nothing more, really. Great warm up.
Yeah, this will be a great introduction for DeAndre Hopkins. He's only going to have to play the first three quarters.
Right, and then you can go ahead and chill. Gee, we just wanted to kick the tires, get you acclimated, get you up to Kansas City speed because we run fast here, and yeah, you ready to go, we going, and that's lock of the week really. But we got so many other ones that we could say are a little bit tighter. Uh, the next game we got here, another afternoon game, which I think is probably going to be. Uh, Born. Well, it's going to be born because it's the Broncos. We got the Carolina Panthers at the Denver Broncos, and unfortunately, the Broncos will move to 5-3. More doing way better than I've ever expected them to do. At this point, they've already got three more wins than I gave them on the season. So they're going to get a fifth one. I can't even believe I'm saying it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I hate picking. We never like to pick the Broncos, but if you're going to give me the Carolina, you know what?
You gonna do it?
I'm
You know
doing it.
what? In my soul, I almost want to just say, I don't care if I get this one wrong.
I'm gonna do it because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna front. This is because I'm 100% a hater. I'm picking the Panthers to win. Shout out to Daniel Akers. He said, "LFG, get the win at Arrowhead West." Yes, sir. You
Yes,
know what it
sir.
is.
I'm trying to tell you, it's just an easy one. Like I said, it's better than the bye week. It's the best thing on. It's an extended home game. Oh man, but yeah, so good. Yeah, we split on that. I still want to say go Carolina. The last
Yeah, Daniel
afternoon
Akers
game.
is he's calling the Panthers a trap game. He's got it too. He's seeing it. We're
And I
believers.
hope y'all are nailing this 100%.
I won't bet it. I
No,
won't bet it.
I'm staying away from that on as far as money wise, but I truly hope that that is the case. Uh,
I don't know. That plus 425 does make me want to throw like a
ooh,
half unit on it because it would just pay out so well. Just pay
man,
out so well.
what if they did shock the world? And wasn't Andy Dalton in a car accident this week too?
Yeah.
So he probably playing with a little. Oh, they trying to kill me and my family. He probably gonna come out and throw for 500. Ooh. You know what? You making me want to pick the Panthers. You better stop talking to me, man. You making me want. This how I feel to be coerced into the other side.
He's Daniel said Vader's going to use the visitors' locker room this time in their own stadium. And Andy Wood says you're not watching the Rams Vikings. We do have it on in the background. We can't, play it. We're not. We're doing our weekly picks. We're not doing a play-by-play kind of situation, but we are keeping on top of the game.
Yeah, because I believe it's still halftime, isn't it?
Yeah,
It should be. It was 14 all. Yeah, so still 0-0. We got plenty of time on that, and we'll have more info on that later on.
yeah. Who you
Uh,
picking, Indy and Daniel? Who do you got in the Thursday night game? We'll both sit here hoping the Rams pull it off. We'll see what happens.
right. And so another thing though, like I said, so Carolina might come in with a little bit of fire, man. So we gonna see. Uh, Shoot, the odds making me feel like they can do anything, and I'm gonna start to believe. Come on, Carolina, if you can just believe, because they got to give folks one more payday. Whoever's just lucky enough to pick them on this day. Come on, Panthers, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm switching my pick. I am now going with the Carolina Panthers over the Denver Broncos, and my soul feels a lot better about it.
Indy's picking Rams too, so we're getting a little clean sweepish
Okay,
on this show tonight.
right,
Look,
right. Got a little quad factor.
yeah, it's always nice to have
So
these educated fans.
right, and so good. We can talk about this next game here, the last afternoon game. We have the Chicago Bears visiting the Washington Commanders. The battle of the quarterbacks. Who should have been one? Who really should have been one? Uh, Needless to say, I got the Commanders in this game. The Commanders are showing themselves to be a playoff ready team. I don't know how far they can go in contention. How not in contention. I'm sorry, how far they can contend in the playoffs, but they're definitely on the way there.
Well, I don't know if we're going to see Jaden Daniels. I know he did not practice today, and I think we might be seeing Marcus Mariota. But
Right.
Marcus Mariota still showed,
I was about to
he's
say
that
because he the one
feasible
he
backup.
came in and started putting it on them.
I think I'm going Mariota and the Commanders.
Yeah, I still like Mariota more than Caleb Williams for sure. So I'm definitely gonna go with Mariota. Like I said, the way he came in and took control of the offense and marching them down for points, it was such a defining blowout. It was probably blowout of the week. You know what I mean? Like in the way they did it, like they stacked up points so quick. Like if you literally turned your head for a second, they was just scoring. It was crazy.
Right. And shout out to Bob. He said, "Bruh, I hate that I talked to you last week and y'all destroyed the Niners and Mahomes smashed Mustafa. That was a heck of a play. Look,
Well, I tried to
as
tell you, man.
I
It's been ten
often
years,
say,
man. It's been 10 years. 10 whole years, man. We Like I said, there's just certain teams that own other ones, and unfortunately, like I said, we've taken up many residences outside. I mean, out west. It's just like I said, we just need another place to hang our hat.
yeah, and as I always like to say, I pity the fool who bets against the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, it's just one of those things. Look, the NFL is obviously rigged. They gave DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs for a fourth round pick. Like this, it's rigged. We know it. It's got to go Kansas City.
Yep.
You think you got the Super Bowl in the bag, huh? Look, we named this show Bold Predictions, but we really should have went nothing but accurate. Nothing but
Right.
accurate predictions. They should have called
Man.
us the 84 percenters.
Right. Brought to you by Penny
84% of the
Productions.
time. Look, you can check the numbers. All we do is hit. This is all we do on this show.
Yeah. It's almost scary. But that's what keeps, everything interesting. That's what keep our fans engaged. And we're glad that y'all here and y'all commenting. Because you can see what we talking about coming to real life. Like I said, I told you, man, we're going to smash them Niners as tradition. Blow them out as tradition. Like, it's been 10 whole years, man. And at some point, you have to start looking at the facts. So, like I said, it's unfortunate that it happened to you guys again, but we tried to ease the blow. We told you it was coming.
What's Casey's first loss? Man, it is
Probably
starting to
sometime in
be hard to
2026. Kansas City's about to embark on an endeavor that's going to make Patrick Mahomes the greatest of all time, undoubtedly. The Chiefs are
Diggs.
going to go
Just
undefeated and win the Super Bowl.
and hit that three-peat.
Man,
It's like
and while
undefeated for a
three-peating
three-peat.
and going undefeated, he's going to win a fourth Super Bowl MVP. And
Yeah.
then after that, that puts him firmly in the driver's seat of being the greatest of all time, something Brady ain't never done. And then they can let somebody else win a couple of chips before they give it back to Pat. Now, then we can open it up for y'all. Then we can let y'all have something after we make history. Then y'all can have it because we get tired of it for a second. Yeah, go ahead. Let's give somebody else a shot, fellas. Because after you win so much, it gets a little bit boring, especially if you're a video gamer or whatever. Once you run the house a few times, it's just like I just let y'all play. I'm gonna watch y'all play at this point. Because like, what's the point? What's the point of what's the point of keep lapping and running circles around?
Let me go ahead and unplug your controller and let you feel like you're playing.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, computer got a better shot. So, you know, that's what we embark. That's the endeavor that we embarking on this year. That's what is going on, and we doing it ugly and grimy, the way I like to see it. That way, it ain't flashy. This ain't the greatest show on turf. This is just the big boulder coming downhill. When we first pushed it off, the momentum was catch quick, but now we right in the middle of that boulder falling. All you can do is this. And get brace for impact. Oh, man.
And I think we got what, two more games?
Yeah, I'm getting back to it here. I did want to say, yeah, they're still looking at Jaden, so yeah, they're not sure about it yet. I did look up on the injury, but I'm confident in Mariota. I'm sure he can beat these Bears, considering who they got and considering who's playing quarterback on the other side. Well, looks like we lost Mr. KC for a second, y'all, but it's gonna be all right. He's gonna be back here in a second. But we do have a couple more games to go over here. Let's see. Let's get on to the night game, which we can talk a little history real quick. But there's a whole lot of injuries hampering one side of this thing here. So let's kind of just dive on into it, y'all. Here, he's happy to see Hunt back to Indy for sure. I want a healthy wide receiver. If by January turnaround, if most of these dudes ain't back, I'd be surprised because Hollywood swear he gonna be ready. He did that whole tweet talking about fresh legs, fresh this, fresh that. He's coming back ready, and he better do it, especially in that time frame. So I agree. But this next game here is the night game. It's the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. And like I was saying, just talking a little history here, The Dallas Cowboys just seemingly cannot beat the San Francisco 49ers. And I don't know what it is that stops them from doing it, but it's a travesty every time. But this time, it could be different. The 49ers have so many injuries, so many Avengers gone, that if the Dallas Cowboys cannot beat them in prime time this coming Sunday, you need to clean the whole house. It should really be Rap City because there's just absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to beat, like I said, an Avengerless Niner team.
Yeah, this might actually be the dog of the week. We're sitting here with the 49ers as 4-point favorites versus the Cowboys. Only 11% of the betting public betting on the Cowboys. Look, I understand the 49ers are the better team when healthy. Let's get that asterisk out. You know we like to throw asterisks.
Right,
They ain't got nobody. Who's playing for the 49ers? The Cowboys need to win this game. It's going to be you got a lot of self-reflection going on if you do not win this game as the Cowboys, and I feel like the bookmakers got it wrong.
right. This game is an absolute necessity. Um, like I said, if you don't win it, not only does it put you at 4 losses on the season, makes it harder to contend for what you assume your main goal is, but it goes to show you that you need to really start blowing this thing up. How many more signs do you need? Uh, like I said, you have to be able to beat good teams when it matters, even if the whole good team ain't playing. Because, like I said, when Tampa Bay
Especially,
played us in the Super Bowl, when we didn't have no O line, they didn't hold back. You better go ahead and get on in there while you can and take them boys to the river. Show it to yourself, show it to the world. Like I said, even if they are evangelist, it's a win in the column. And that's all that matters. And if y'all can't get it done, I don't know what else to say about you cowgirls. I really don't.
yeah, I'm right there with you. This is a make or break game for the whole season.
Right. So we'll see what happens Sunday night here, prime time. Uh, we got another game we got to cover here. The Monday night, I would say, fight night almost. It's the New York Giants at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I am not a fan of Russell Wilson. I probably will never be a fan of Russell Wilson, but he came in and did just what he needed to do to win the game. I thought that they would lose because of the chemistry, but I guess he did pay attention enough to Justin to get the job done. But my only thing is, looking at the numbers, it's not a real difference in production. You know, there was a few more passing yards, and he actually threw it to the wide receivers for touchdowns instead of tight end running in, handing off stuff like that. So similar line of production, he's just putting the touchdowns in the wide receiver hands. So it kind of goes to show when we were speculating that it had to be a wide receiver going to Mike Tomlin or the whole group maybe. Tell me, hey man, we not getting the Simmons on our check. He ain't throwing us the rock for touchdowns. They scoring everywhere else. Najee Johnson eating good. Najee eating good. He getting on them touchdowns. Justin running in. He eating good. You know what I mean? So I can see that in Russell Wilson, a dude who's getting paid the most money for doing absolutely nothing over the last 4. The second worst trade in NFL history is still in effect, except for at least this dude is actually playing
Yeah.
still. So, but I got the Steelers in the win. I think the Steelers win the game at home.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think Russell Wilson outperformed expectations for the both of us. I did see tons of plays where I know if it was Justin Fields, it would have been a 20-yard run. Look,
Right.
it was there all night. It's probably even more so because it's Russell Wilson and not Justin Fields. But, we'll give him his props where it's due. He came
Right.
out and showed that he was good enough to be the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, 6-point favorites at home for the Steelers. If anybody was going to pick the Giants, that would have been you. You know, you're the
Right.
only person that could have pulled that off, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh is just too good right now, cohesively on every level, not to win this game here. Even though I am a firm believer in Vanilla Vic and the Giants, um, I just don't think that this is a game they can win just handedly. If they do win, it'd be a real tight contested, maybe 21-17 game, like more maybe 27-21 at the most. I don't really see it go too far here. What's been going on with Malik Neighbors and everything? We have to see what weapons Daniel got out there, and so many other injuries. So we just got to really take a look at it. But just up and down, plain on paper, it's the Steelers game.
Yeah, and you expect it to be pretty much Steelers ball. I'm honestly, I think 6 points is a lot of respect on them too. But you know, versus the Giants, I can see it. I did see reports that the Giants are expected to stick with Brian Dable even through next season, which I thought was kind of surprising. But it happens.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised though, because my only thing is can't really get any worse. In their division and what just being in NFC, if y'all can, if we're almost to the halfway point to where if you can really turn this thing around, you can make the playoffs still, just because of where you guys are at. But if they shit the bed these next 3-4 games, it's really done. Like I said, they really need to start winning and winning right now. And looking at their looking at the injury report, they should have at least a few people coming back. Jalen Hyatt should be coming back, so you get another receiver back here. You might get Bryce Ford, Wheaton back. But we just have to see. I just hate that they got so many corners out, or that didn't practice, I should say. So we'll have to see what kind of game time status they'll be.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation there in New York. It's just it's very wavy. You see moments where it's all put together and it makes sense, and this is a good football team. And
Yeah,
then the other 70% of the time, it's New York Giants football.
yeah, yep. That's the most clarified way to really put it. So we'll see what Vanilla Vic can do, man. Hopefully he comes in with his A game. Hopefully he makes it A game. And if they steal it, they just happen to steal it. I wouldn't be mad. But Pittsburgh, knowing that Baltimore is nipping at the heels, they got to win this game. Every game is a must win for Pittsburgh at this point. Only until you got to come to the inevitable loss that is to come on your schedule.
Yeah, because the problem with the Steelers, that's exactly what they're running into. Is the Baltimore Ravens are like a buzzsaw right now. They are just playing top tier football, and if you want to win that division, you got to take what I don't want to call it an easy game, but one of the easier ones you're gonna play. You got to walk away with it.
Yeah, it's an absolute necessity. Because, like I said, eventually, you like I said, you got to deal with the Ravens. But I was talking about the inevitable loss that they're going to suffer on Christmas because you got to play Kansas City. So it's going to
Yeah,
make it even tighter for you in the North.
yeah, and man, all I can think about is I'm so glad that I'm in Florida, not in either one of these states for Christmas because it's going to be cold. It's going to be a cold game
Definitely. Definitely. I'll be in Georgia for that game here on Christmas. So that'll work out just fine. Have me some semi warm weather. Better than what it's going to be in Kansas City, to say
for
the
sure.
least.
Absolutely, without a question, without a doubt.
But I'm really excited for the latter half of our schedule, dude. Like, really, they really do have the ultimate shot to become to go undefeated. Really, I don't worry about the Bills at all, even though they always try to make it seem like it's going to be a game between us. I never worry about them because Josh Allen probably still has nightmares about Patrick Mahomes. We get to play the Raiders twice. So you know what what more can you ask for as far as getting dubs there? We play the Broncos twice, and then we get to play the Panthers. Like I see so many bye weeks coming up, like it's almost ridiculous, dude. Because after we play the Browns still, I would say the toughest team that we're probably gonna play that's left is maybe Pittsburgh or the Texans.
Yeah, and those are the only possible. I mean, when we talk about an undefeated season, I feel like we've gotten past the hard part. Yeah, we
Right.
truly have. And shout out to Trey. Nice to see you in here tonight. Hope you're doing good, bro.
Yeah, I would say that we've definitely gotten past the worst of the situation, to say the least.
Yeah, it's becoming an interesting time to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Man, there we go. But yeah, we're gonna see how that thing plays out though. Like I said, we got a couple big games this weekend that we went over here. We get to go to our extended home Arrowhead West, get to go ahead and set up shop and see what's going on back out there, check out the local property again, see if there's more we need to acquire. Uh it's that thing. Let's see here.
Right.
So are we doing a live tomorrow? Tomorrow Friday? Well yeah, we got one on the slate. Should be popping
Yeah,
up.
yeah, we'll probably do a beer review, some sort. Talk a little sports.
Sippy sip. Yes, sir. Oh, there was something else I wanted to talk about here because I was hearing some whispers uh that the Saints were interested in trading Marshawn Lattimore, that cornerback. I've been
Mm,
seeing here on Twitter. But my only thing is looking at his numbers. That's what I was going to look at his contract. I don't think that's a price that we would take. New Orleans would have to eat most of that salary to trade that dude to us. So I don't think he would happen, but I've been hearing some whispers. You know, anytime they say somebody's available, they always try to tie the Chiefs to him. So
right.
that's one of the whispers I heard, but we'll see.
It'll probably be about 9:30 Eastern time. Is usually about we try to start at 9, but it usually ends up being about 9:30.
Let's see here.
And that's 8:30 Central for all you regular non-East Coasters.
Non-East Coasters.
Oh, did you hear about this? This is a crazy thing. Broncos wide receiver Josh Reynolds got shot when leaving a strip club like a week ago.
What?
Yeah, it
He is
happened like a
nuts.
week ago, and they're just now it just now became a news headline. It said he was shot one time in the arm and one time in the back of the head.
Dang.
Supposedly, yeah, supposedly he's okay. Like I didn't really get a full detail on what his health is, but I just thought it was crazy that they hid that for a week, and that like hopefully he is okay. Like shoot,
Yeah.
who who knows what's going on?
That's crazy. And so looking here, man, they still got some free agent corners out there that I'm surprised are still floating around. The Chiefs probably need to call Patrick Peterson old self, see what he can do on the corner routes. Or Xavier Howard, I take a look at, is JC Jackson hurt or something? Because he's pretty good. Why ain't he on the team?
That is a question. I mean,
I don't know.
you know where we found Lamar Hunt? Or did I say Lamar Hunt? Oh my God.
Or
This,
young
you know, I
Clark.
mean, yeah. Oh, did you hear about the Jameis Williams 2 game suspension for the Detroit Lions?
Oh yeah, he on that sauce.
Yeah, I heard he's
I
taking
did hear about
little
that,
bummer pills,
which is crazy, man. Because
trying to
if
make
we
sure
would
he
have
can get up
drafted
and
him,
score.
because if we would have drafted him, he would have no need for that with the KU health system. He would have been just fine.
Right, that ain't no lie.
You know, that's crazy. But yeah, there's a couple of corners out here, man. I wonder what's really going on, or if they really gonna take a look. How Brett Veach addressed that situation is yet to see. Because we're definitely gonna need another body here. Because if that's the case, you really got to make Brian Cook play corner and keep Jaden Hyatt back there with the boy Reed. If you're gonna do something like that, but you still thinning yourself out, so I'd almost like
Yeah,
to see them go get two of them old head corners sitting out there, see what's going on with them, test them out. Because we don't, like I said, we need some bodies back there, and not just any bodies though, some competent people.
right. Trey asked, so I heard rumors that DeAndre Hopkins is going to be on the Kansas City Chiefs. Is that true?
Yeah, the trade's official. He it's done and done. He done already worked out. He been on Twitter all day with the videos talking about, man, I'm home. He talking about he home. I said, boy, have you ever even been to Kansas City before? But hey, but he said he home, man. He looked too happy to be here. But like I said, man, if I'm leaving obscurity, this is like how this is must be how it was when uh, people used to know they were going to the Lakers when Kobe was there, Kobe and Shaq and stuff. Like you walk to a situation, or getting to go to the goddamn Warriors. In recent years, like you have a real shot of winning a
Kevin
title.
Durant. Shout out my
Right.
boy KD. He knew he was getting one. He knew what he was
Oh yeah.
doing.
Oh, for sure. Gotta go get that real quick. I'm saying so. We get to see it here. We're gonna get to see a revitalized D Hop. Uh, And just like Kareem Hunt, man, he's gonna give us everything that he got.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm super excited. I wanted DeAndre Hopkins, but when he went to the Titans, I was really hoping the Chiefs would get him. And here, like it's like to me, I know there's a lot of talk about Cooper Cup, but I'd take DeAndre Hopkins over Cooper Cup,
For
especially
sure.
the way injuries have been going this year. I'm like, I know what my luck is. Cooper Cup's going to come here and play 3 games.
Right. And then all them ankle injuries gonna catch up to him. Boom blam. Next thing you know, he McCaffrey.
Bam, that quick.
So
Back back to stuck like Chuck. No wide
I'm trying to
receivers.
tell you. None. Good night. Goodbye. Thank you for playing. Let's see
Yeah,
if there's some more. Oh, Andre. But yeah, like I said, he's been all over the Twitter sphere today. Um, Everybody, of course, chiming in and giving their opinions on the situation. I meant to watch his first little press conference. I just slipped my mind. I'm gonna have to get on there and see what he's talking about. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be along the lines of, "I'm grateful to be in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes the best. Andy Reid's the best. I'm gonna do everything I can to help this team win a Super Bowl." If he don't say that verbatim, I'm canceling it. Start talking. I'm canceling.
right.
But no, yeah, he's here, man, and our offense just got the boost that it needed. It will replace everything except for the big gain. Well, the yak is what I'm gonna miss, but I mean he's still getting a little bit, but it ain't gonna be like how Rasheed Rice was doing it. But at least we
Right.
still get solid first down possession receiver, the silkiest route runner in history. He should always be open almost, especially playing in this Chiefs offense the way they run people open anyway, and he's the route runner that he is. I expect him to be. He should be able to start a mixtape, putting people on the ground, dropping
Ooh,
ankles.
it could be an A1 situation all over again.
I'm trying to. Oh man, so I'm excited to see it. I don't know if we'll see it this weekend, but if we get a chance to, we're gonna go ahead and make it work.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Especially once you get like Juju back, maybe Hollywood Brown, come playoff time, you get real electric real quick.
Yeah, that's what I said. We can get some of these guys back by the time the playoffs really roll around. By the time January gets here, then we should be able to expand the state. We should be okay. I would really love if we could get some people back in December. But that's the thing. So everybody can get them last few tune-up games in, get ready for playoff football, get up to speed. But we're gonna be fine. If history's shown one thing, as long as Andy Reid is coaching, we're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, and I believe that wholeheartedly.
Oh, for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I had here in the realm of that little bit of news here. Um, it is shocking to see some of these young dudes continually repeating stupid stuff because this is like the third time Williams has been suspended since he started his NFL career. So, I mean, in some of these, I mean, the first one was pretty lengthy, and then he didn't play for a while because he had the injury. So it's just like, man, you just really taking money out your pocket and really kind of make yourself look bad. Are you trying to turn yourself into Kadarius Toney or, well, what's going on?
Right. And look, I don't want to call him a bust, but he's not been worth the pick he got picked at.
No, he hasn't. And like I said, maybe most of that is because he really wanted to come to Kansas City, and that's why he wore the red suit draft day and all that. They talked about it so much. But I'm just saying, man, you still got to go and ball. You're still on a great team. I don't know what it is, but like you said, the production ain't been there. And what is
Right.
this? This is year three now that he's been there, so he's got to get this thing together.
Yeah, and just to give a quick update, we are at the end of the third quarter. Rams winning 21-17.
Oh yeah, it's just look like our Rams pick is panning out here. And so we'll end up seeing who wins that game here. And this is Jeff Bezos' Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, just in case if you didn't know. That's where you catch it on Amazon Prime.
Right.
I wonder if is Stephon Gilmore on the team? I'm sure somebody probably signed him. Let me look
Yeah,
here.
I forget where he went, but I'm pretty sure he's
Oh,
signed.
he's on Minnesota. Okay,
Yeah.
so he should be out there now. So we'll have to see what's going on here. So hopefully they make a move at corner too. But if not, like I said, we'll just have to see how Steve Spagnuolo is going to play it and see what we do going forward. Really.
Right. Right. I feel you there.
But ladies and gentlemen, this has been your NFL Week 8 picks and such here. We're going to be coming back tomorrow with a unique episode that you will want to catch here as we review a tasty beverage of adult variety. uh, and of course, we'll go over money lines and stuff like that too. We'll get all the picks right because we like to keep talking numbers because they do change every now and then. So we want to make sure we got you updated.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you folks popping in. See you tomorrow night. And don't forget, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs!